Okay, we are back. It is Friday, October 17th. Shout out to everyone that stops in. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? My cat is in here. Why are you trying to bother me? Because it's getting cold. It's convenient. When it's cold, you're like, where I need you here. Yeah. But then you shed all that hair on me, and I don't want that. You know? What about my needs? What about my needs not having hairballs all over me, you know? All right. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. Do 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 do. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully good in the hood. It is 3 minutes till the turn of the hour and 30 minutes and some change until open. We did a little bit of a push down. Let's reiterate. We pushed down into a volume point of control to the pixel from September 17th at 24,410.50. Bounced out of there with the little W out in pre-market, and now we're back to the daily open. There's some September points of control here in the monthly open, which we rejected off of after bearishly retesting at the 24,842 region. Do we go and break up above this and do a 786 retrace into this drop, or continue to the downside? That is the question. Who knows? The shadow knows. What's up? It's Friday. TGIF. Boom, 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 boom. It's Friday. Yeah, what's up, cat? Yeah, I saw you posted that yesterday. Good job. That is good. Fingers crossed on the approval. That's smart. What was that? Is that like a turn of the hour news play? Just like a little FU hour changeover. It just kind of like jittered up real quick, like 20 points or something. Another day in paradise. Flossed in paradise.
Come and get me.
Corbin? Are you green, Corbin? The funny thing is, it kind of like predicted that hip hop would go gay with like Little Nas or whatever. Or it was like Trent. That movie was pretty good. Yeah, it was corny for sure, but I just remember you get to see like Mila Jovovich like with nothing at the end. Or was that when she... And it's all psyop, girl power, emasculated DEI nonsense. Reboots and rehashes and rewrites, retcons. It does look like there's some buyer absorption potential. This is technically the value area high for the day. Let me see. Wait, is that right? It took it all. Yeah. Okay, what is gonna happen?
Ready. Fight.
Candle crush. That's funny. Hey, it's easy to remember. That's actually not bad. It's just... Well, they should know the aesthetic of the channel. Spleen.
Ready. Fight. Continue. Choose your own source. Wolverine. Ready. Fight.
I liked it. There's, I went in with zero expectations, so I wasn't really like expecting anything from it.
Continue.
Like a lot of people said they didn't like that he like was like having like a whiny session with Lex, like he wanted approval from Lex or something. And I was like, I can kind of see that, you know, like why does he need to explain himself to Lex? Like just lock him up and like be somber about it, you know, like instead of being like, that's what makes us human, you know.
Come on! Come and get me!
Ready. Fight.
Gene Splice! Optic Blast! Optic Blast! Optic Blast! Gene Splice!
Yeah, I didn't see it either. I was kind of like, when every Galactus shot I saw, like, he was kind of small, so I was kind of disappointed in how they made him small or whatever. Yeah, he's kind of an entity that's kind of unwinnable. The only thing you can do is like get him to go away.
Continue. Choose your alter ego. Let's rock. Spider-Man. Let's rock. Ready.
for Fantastic Four.
Continue. Choose your alter ego. Hoorah! Spider-Man.
You ever read The Invisibles?
Ready. Fight.
No, Invisibles. It was, I think it's like Invisibles, like invisible people. Like it was, I think, done by the same guy who did The Watchmen. I might be mistaken. But it's kind of like, it was before 2012, but it was kind of like taking place in the future where they like, it was like dealing with like the end of time and stuff like that. But it was like the superheroes were called the Invisibles because they like stop paradoxical events, and if it stops it from happening, nobody knows they actually did anything. So that's why they're invisible, because if they thwart whatever happens, like it never happened, so nobody actually knows. They go, like, one of the arcs, they go to the French Revolution to stop these, like, aliens that are working with, like, Nazis to, like, stop freedom before it ever existed, kind of thing. And they astral project back into the French Revolution. You might like it. Yeah. It's pretty good. Yeah, and they deal with these hyperdimensional, like, entities that are enslaving humanity for their, like, spirit and stuff. Yeah, I'd pick up, I have all of the, like, the series and the, I guess you call them omnibuses. I never, like, knew that name. The graph. Yeah, man, let me know how it is. Nice. Yeah, like, and they explain, like, when they go astral project to the French Revolution, they're like, why do people not see us? And it's like, we're so far outside their, like, thought processes because of the way we dress or appear, like they just force themselves not to see us. Like, they have these cool ways of explaining concepts, like that hyperdimensional entities have like a word for consciousness off, so they can like enter a room and speak it, and then everyone just goes to sleep and stuff. Yeah, that was a good one. I think so. I'm just reading something. It's like I didn't realize this, but he's like, the title sold initially well, but sales dipped sharply during this certain arc, and then to counteract this, Morrison suggested a wankathon in the hope of bringing about its magical increase in sales by a mass of fans simultaneously masturbating at a set time. It's like, what? Okay. Sounds about right. There's another one that you might want to throw on there that was pretty cool called The Filth, also by him. Yeah, The Filth Comics by Grant Morrison. It's kind of like if you're into conspiracy theories and that whole like alternative like reality type stuff, that's pretty interesting. But it was only 13 parts, but they put it all into one graphic novel. It's a sequel to The Invisibles, apparently. It was surprisingly ahead of its time because it deals with like simulation theory and all this stuff being like, you know, alternative dimensions and parallel universes before they had that to be trendy or whatever. I just saw the cocksucking emote. I'm gonna go get a coffee. Okay, we're back. Yo. Oh, yeah. No. Padme. We're open. Hmm? Yeah, you're right. I just moved it to my OLED. ES does have some resting orders up to 66.80 in the VWAP there. Yes. Yeah, we did get a 80 seller at 778 for some slingshot potential to keep going. Slingshot to the upside. Just got some buyers here at 790. 120 lots. Could get heavy on them.
Wow!
Mhm. Yeah, it's creating your old cup and handle here, so it looks like it's going to go to the upside. It's a cup and handle within a cup and handle. Watch this. I'll show you you got like a cup and handle. Okay, Beavis, you said 69. The Bender. We had a 248 buyer at 722. You can't roll it back. That's messed up. You remember IRC? Deborah was a stupid dumb bitch with big tits. Damn. Microsoft. Bill Gates was definitely on the list. Yeah, it's essentially back at open. Bam! Oh yeah. Back at VWAP. This could keep getting funky. You just had another 350 plus sellers to be absorbed more. Getting funky with it. We just cleared the resting orders on ES too. Damn. It's getting funky. Cathedral reverb. It's like altar boy reverb. $216 buyer hit at 888. You just hit about 530 in buy side. Could pull back just a tad here to offset. Pulled back on 394 sell side. Who knows how far more? You're coming back to the initial sellers that got slingshot up. Two minutes on the hourly. It's a battle for the wick, so that's to be expected. Mm-mm-mm. Damn. No, you're good. That fire exhaustion was pretty 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 good. Yeah, as long as you take note of what caused what and then how to keep that in check. I'm rich. Biatch. That was a nice touch and go on the volume imbalance. Like for example, like putting a cooldown on your time, like your trades, like if it's like entering too many times or something like that, like you thought one thing and then you did it again and then you're double wrong and then that caused a deviation on the third attempt. So if you could negate that by putting a cooldown after the first time you're wrong or something. The 80s. Nice. It's a win-win. Cha-ching. We got 3 500 lots on ES that are spoofing at 66, 80, 85, and 86. Booyah. He was up all night with his significant other, right? Never mind. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, wow. A 500 seller just peeled off there at 901. You remember like back in the day they had those like catalogs and it was like fundies and stuff? The underwear built for two. I don't know about that. I've never. They have pretty weird stuff in like Shibuya and stuff. Like you can find some pretty raunchy stuff. Salacious, I guess is the word. I mean, they sell like other weird stuff too. Like apparently you can get like panties of people worn panties stuff. I've never really seen where you can get that. But I think I've seen it in like a shop back in the day because I've been here so long. Like there was a time when some guy took me to a adult video store and I think they had that for sale inside the store or something. They had like anime like Ninja Scroll or something where it's like the people are getting ripped in half and apparently that's that famous wave thing. There's like a yeah, that guy did like octopus porn ones too. So that whole thing, right? So it's like he was doing that like centuries ago. It's like, man, you ain't got nothing on me. Like he had all that. Uh, well, so they don't show anything on modern day game shows. They're pretty they have to be careful about you know claims, or I guess. So, but in the 90s they had some pretty weird stuff. But so basically, like on any of their videos, like adult videos, they're all going to be blurred out because I don't know what the rule is, but basically they can't show any like real thing going on down there. So they have to put a mosaic over everything. And so it starts to go into like avenues where like apparently you can show the butt or something. So then if you're doing stuff with the ass or doing something with, like other stuff or then it's apparently okay. And then so it like starts taking these twisted turns because people can see things they can't see that are in the norm, let's say. And then so it starts to fetishize some other stuff like toys or, take your weird avenue pick. So they can show the toy, but they can't show the toy going in or whatever. Like they have, but it's like it defeats the purpose. Like it's like you can still see it. And then they have like they get into those weird things like bukkake or whatever, where it's just like 50 guys all just doing whatever. And it's like I don't know who would be into that, but then I guess like people just get bored. I'm not one to talk, so I don't have that interest, so I don't really understand. Yeah. Oh my god. What the? Oh man. Oh man. How did he react to that one? That's that's like the Saw, man. That's worse than the Saw. That's oh man. That's oh man. Like I would rather have my arm sawed off, man. That would just oh man, that's just I don't even know how he how could he like they had weird game show like this one guy he was basically living off of coupons or something. and they like kept him like trapped in an apartment, and it was like Truman Show. That he can't get anything to eat or wear, and he's naked in the room for like a year, and they were live streaming him 24/7. Sweepstakes. Yeah, yeah, right. And it was like borderline torture because he was like running out of food and going crazy because he couldn't meet anyone during that time. So he was literally like in solitary. But yeah, they had weird stuff like that in the 90s. But I don't think they had anything what you're describing. Like I've seen fake adult videos where I mean fake in terms of the setup, where it's like there's a newscaster reading the news while she's getting smashed, and she's in a uniform, like doing the thing as seriously as she's possible, as seriously as she can, but she's, trying to keep a straight face reading the news while getting, filled out or whatever. Right, but then she's like, in Hokkaido, the blah blah blah, blah, oh, but it's like, what? But apparently that's like a type of genre, I guess. Oh, that's interesting. How did they do that on TV? Yeah. If you want to go to a site that's if you want to go to a site that's a Japanese site, it's asg.to, like asg.to, and the like A means age and S means sage, which means like up or down. So it's like just basically like people vote things up or down, and you could find whatever, I guess TO is two, like going to that. But yeah, that's a free site for Japan that's popular. It's Japanese stuff, yeah. Type it in and see what it looks like. You could find whatever thing you like on there. He's like, I gotta go offline now. Oh, that sucks. You had an 82 buyer at 887, offset with some sellers at 889. Nice. Dude, did you actually see that thing where you were talking about earlier with the dude and the mom and whatever? Yeah. How was his reaction? Uh what? I think it's like it's that's nice. I mean, I had a chick that I dated that was a pianist, pardon the pun, and she was pretty yeah, she would do that, like meet your needs and then some. Yeah, I personally don't see it as like, I mean, like if somebody feels that it's cheating, like I don't think that's, I mean, like yeah, I think DMing like actual people is like emotionally you're distancing yourself and you're trying to do set things up, then yeah, that's getting on the edge. But like having like a parasocial thing to some random person or whatever where you just like delete your history and you're like fuck that is like is it's as vapid as like just torquing it in the shower, you know. It doesn't really, it's like blowing your nose. That's the way I look at it. Yeah, because you're having some weird fantasy about it being you or something. Right. But it's like if you're in the shower and you like blow your nose and blow snot out, like that's equivalent of what it means to me. Like, so it's like, why would you put more meaning on something that I see as like blowing snot? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. Yeah, if you get like if they meet you halfway and then like are fulfilling that urge in other ways, then psh, yeah, that's better, you know? Like then you can just meet them halfway. It's all a compromise, right? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Back to your like thing about nutrition and stuff, like if I'm trying to get from 14% body fat down to 10%, what's the best way besides caloric deficit in which to do that? I'm working out pretty hard every day, and in terms of like doing push-ups and sit-ups and workout on top of that with pull-ups and dead hangs and everything. So like in terms of tonality and conversion of fat into muscle, I'm doing a pretty well regimented schedule that I'm not that's hard, but I'm consistent and I haven't had a day off in like 5 months, but like I just want to get dialed in, you know. No, none of that. But I am taking creatine and HMB. Um, no, I do have a deficit. I'm like doing maybe like 1,800 calories a day or less, sometimes 1,500. But currently in kilograms, it's like 76. Yeah. Hmm. Not that long. I mean, but I did in high school and then I fell out of it and then I got into it, you know, with my dad passing and everything and like it's time for me to shit or get off the pot type of thing. And there was a bunch of catalysts, but that was yeah. Mhm. Right. So I in the in the like 5 months I've been doing this, like I lost like 13 kilograms of fat, and then I've gained all this muscle and strength in the process. So I like converted it or whatever, using that deficit style to try to burn off the love handles, and it's pretty much all gone. So I'm just like trying to like see if I can get it to go like definition or whatever, because I know, I've been working on this and I have some strength down there underneath it all. So I wanted to see what I can get it down to at the minimum and then work up from there, is what I was thinking. But over or yeah. And then I also started like getting on like a vitamin regimen, like vitamin D, K2, magnesium, zinc, B12, B6, C, and all that. Boron. It's the first time I heard that. Uh, 178 centimeters, like 5'7" or something. I've been in Japan too long. I forgot about inches and shit. Yeah, I do that already. I use like a nutrition journal and everything. Yeah. I've been increasing my weight in the routines. Like I'm doing like 14 kilograms a hand, like basically like 30-pound weights for everything. Like and I'm doing progressive overload, so it's yeah, and I'm noticed I'm getting more comfortable with that. I was like I upped it a few weeks back from like 11 to 14, and then I was like struggling, but now it's not a struggle anymore, so I'm like, oh, I gotta increase it again, I guess. But yeah, it's I'm not noticing, and I'm able to do more pull-ups. Like I could only do like I don't know, like 3 to 5 in the beginning. Now I can do like 10 without stopping. So yeah, yeah, injection into the ball. That just that's just imagining someone doing that fucking ah like yeah, that's I mean like I don't know anything about that stuff. So I mean, but I'm not necessarily opposed. Like I was looking at into like like I don't even know my testosterone levels, but I was looking at like TRT or whatever, you know, like that's but I would imagine like having done this like well, I was kind of also, in some ways over my father passing or whatever, like it made me angrier quicker or something. But it's like having worked out and stuff too, like I push back, let's say, more quickly, like my fuse is shorter or whatever. And I'm guessing that's like a testosterone related thing. Like, so if you do get like increased testosterone, let's say, like I would imagine it's if it affects your mood and your state. $43. Your balls. Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I'm like aesthetic build, like at the moment it's not bad. Like I'm not dissatisfied with the way I look. Like I'm not trying to be like the Hulk or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like yeah. So I like the way like I cut the calories and like of course I have days like I don't keep it at a strict like level. Like today was maybe like 1800 to 2000. I just if I feel hungrier I eat more. But if it like manages, like to work the way it is, and then I just cut out all the bullshit And like recently I've added like because I'm liking where I'm at like physically, so I'm not as like hard pressed to lose weight, but I want to anyway. But it's like I started adding like almonds, like unglazed, like just roasted almonds, and like but but things like that. Like if I have, I'm more like considering like what is worth eating and what's not worth eating. Like I eat a lot of like my snack, my guilty pleasure snack is like beef jerky. That's it. And then I don't eat anything else. There's no chips, no ice cream, no chocolate, none of that bullshit. It's just straight up like no breads, no donuts, nothing like that. But I have white rice because I'm in Japan, but like I always eat like 150 grams of it, and I'm not eating so much. Like the portion is on the small side, and then I have a lot of chicken, of course, chicken and beef, and then my wife makes some excellent dishes, but it's mostly like Japanese stuff. But I'm not like hyper vigilant on what the ingredients actually are, but I don't put like mayonnaise and I don't put dressing. I'll just eat plain lettuce like straight up. And then like it's just very like plain. Everything's very plain. And I'm just like taking pictures and weighing, journaling everything, and just staying within a certain range between 1,500 and 2,000. Like, and I'm just trying to, and so far, like, going from 79 to 77 was like taking forever. It was like a month, but I just kept doing what I was doing. I didn't like push it, I was going at the rhythm that my body was going at, and then finally I broke the 79s and the 78s, and I hadn't seen them for like a couple weeks, and it's been at 77, pushing 76, and then I'm like, okay, it's like this steady, you go up and you go down and you go, it's not like linear, but I'm just wondering, like, yeah, how you get, it seems like as you go down, it goes slower. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I want to make sure, like you said, like I'm not losing strength. Like the main thing is that I want to convert. Like I want the deficit to go from my fat storage into conversion to muscle, and so far I've been really good at doing that thus far because I lost the 13 kilos, but I've gained like extreme definition and strength. So I'm like, wait, what? I look bigger, but I weigh less. Yeah. Is it a book? Vertical diet. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like we're having a C wave to the downside at this point. Vertical diet. Let's see, book. So it will show you like different things to like, it basically is like a list of foods or something. And it's all like backed by PhD people, kind of. Okay. So yeah, like that was kind of one of the things when I started looking at creatine and HMB. Like one of the like I watched this video by this ex-Olympian guy who's a PhD, but he was going over like, you know, the myth that it like damages your kidneys or whatever, it's bad for you, and it's like if you're testing for the creatinine and the exponent of using it, you're going to have more in your pee because you're using it and your muscles are expelling that. But it's a low toxic, easily pass through thing, and to a doctor that doesn't know you're taking it will just be like, yeah, you're having trouble with your kidneys because you have more creatinine. But it's like, you know, I'm taking creatine, and so that's what's happening. Is what? Five, but every day I'm doing push-ups, 200 push-ups and 200 sit-ups and like dead hangs and pull-ups. So that's just something I do every day. Uh, 3 to 4 a day, or for a week rather, maybe more. I don't know. I push up pretty hard on the weekend, even on the off days. I just do more pull-ups or calisthenics or something. Mhm. Gotcha. Yeah. So that I'm maximizing gains in the right way. Gotcha. Is it a myth to like I often wonder, like, because I'm doing this, like, you know, just constantly doing push-ups and sit-ups whenever I have a free moment and doing them in bouts of 50 to 100 at a time sometimes, but like, does that countermine your gains if you're like, let's say I'm doing shoulders and then on top of the shoulder workout later in the day I do like 20 pull-ups, is that bad? Mhm. Well, as like a morning and night ritual, is it weird to do like push-ups and sit-ups as just the thing that you do before you get up and go to bed? Like, is that gonna fuck up shit? Like, one thing, like, I think in the early stage I pushed myself too hard and I like, or I had bad form. I'm not sure which, or maybe both. But I had like, either it felt like a ripped pec or something, and then I trained through it. But it's like my shoulder makes like it doesn't hurt, but it makes like a pop if I rotate it. But apparently it says like that's like people have that or whatever. How do you remove that from happening, or is there like a way where I don't have to stop training where I can do that? Yeah, and it was like it's supposed to be my strong side, but it's like I noticed my right side is stronger than my left, but I should be stronger on my left because I'm left-handed. So it's like that's the side which had things. So it's like yeah. But it's like I don't want to stop. Does that happen on push-ups? Yeah, it kind of does. But I was thinking that was, you know. But also like doing being able to do the pull-ups and like after a set of doing something, like it stops. So it's kind of like if I warm up or something. But if I rotate my shoulders now, it's probably make that popping sound or whatever. And I think it was because I was doing bad form, so I developed the wrong muscles in the wrong way, around the wrong, like an unnatural way. Like I think I had my elbows out too far on the push-ups originally. So I'm like really, after about a month in, I started to really like dial in form and like making that arrowhead shape, you know? And then making sure my pointer finger and thumb kind of like levitating a little bit. I'm not like using my joints properly for when I'm doing it, so I don't cause injury. But it's like in the beginning, I think that I was not doing it properly, so I had to like dial it in, you know. But yeah, I was part of me was just like I didn't want to get into the pain of it, so I just trained right through it. But yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. But I figured I'd ask the expert because you're pretty damn jacked. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, nice. Gotcha. Yeah, like I'm at the point now where I'm like adjustment, like I want to work more on certain areas. You know what I mean? Like okay, let's dial this back and dial this up, and you know adjust. So I'm like more interested in core at this time, and like trying to see what I can do with more core work. So I'm adding like planks and all this other like calisthenic work, you know. So it's kind of, you know, I'm just trying to like dial it, and then I really love the pull-ups. Like there's nothing more expansively beneficial than doing just pull-ups, you know. Like it just works all these muscle groups, and it's just like, you know, there's nothing more satisfying than just being able to do it too, and did one. So that's kind of cool. Like I'll be doing this like 100-second thing a couple times a day, and then it's 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off, 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off with this like routine. And then like, you know, that there's one point where you have to do one hand with as minimal fingers as you can, but my grip strength is getting better, so I can kind of almost do it like one-handed now. So I'm like, that's pretty cool. So it's just like, it's just interesting when you do, I'm just addicted to the progress at this point, you know what I mean? And it's, of course you do, but it's like, yeah, it's like I'm not really like sure where I'm going, but I just want to dial it in certain directions in a proper way as best I can. So that's why I started adding the like vitamins, and you know, if I could, I know I could probably dial my diet in more, and that's why I was asking about that, because it was like I'm probably being a little bit like lackadaisical with it, if I'm being like, I'm counting the calories, but I'm not like super clear on that. So I'll go pick up that book. That seems like that would elucidate that angle. Yeah, I appreciate it too. Take care, Dave. Have a good weekend. Yep. Yeah, it's not often you get to like hear it from the horse's mouth of a literal, like, you know, top 1% physique person. ChatGPT is really good for me, like in terms of just like the ability to take your picture of what you ate and then send it there after you weigh it, and it itemizes and estimates within reason. You know, like it looks like you have this and this, like it'll be able to suss out ingredients you weren't even aware were there sometimes. Is there like something that you say you have as a staple, like a must is almonds, or a must is this, like something that you eat that you can't go without? You were talking about the guilty pleasure, the egg muffin the other time, but yeah. What? Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I treated myself on the over the weekend because I had my event or whatever for that escape room, and I was like burning extra calories and lifting and setting up and carrying all these like acrylic tubes filled with water that were like multiple gallons and like up and down stairs. But it was like after that was all over, I had like a 280-gram steak at this steak restaurant, and it was like so I do have those quote unquote cheat meals, but even then it's like I'm thinking about it in terms of like protein based and not as and of course I do have junk food here and there. And I've noticed like weirdly, like if I have like a junk food meal somewhere in that it like I take a bigger shit and lose more weight anyway. So it's like your body just like, oh, he got some extra. We can release something now. So it's kind of like it, right. Yeah, because sometimes you got to be somewhere doing something, and you're like, man. Yeah, I can't do it in a pub, like if somebody's outside the room within audible distance either. But it's like in Japan, in terms of cleanliness, they got bidets and everything. So like that's, I have no problem pooping in a public place because they're generally very clean. But yeah, if it's someone and they're nearby, fuck that. It's like, no, I'm not gonna let you hear me shit. Right. See your greatest nothing. Yeah. Yeah. I did the eat, stop, eat style for a while when, like years ago when I was trying, and it worked, but it was annoying to have like a 20-hour bout of nothing or whatever it was. Yeah, it's like I'm pretty like everything's disciplined and regimented, like, and of course I could make it, you could always dial it in more and you can always like be sloppy more, like there's levels to it, of course. I understand. Like and I'm playing it at a certain level, and I'm, you know, it's just nice to have, like, my wife is happy now because, like, when I first got the pull-up bar and the bench and all the weights, she's like, "Man, what are you getting? You're not gonna do this shit." And then like now, like 5 months later, she's like, I'm like, "You happy now?" And she's like, "Yeah," because I'm like, because I told her like I'm gonna do it, Yeah, I walk around with my shirt off, and I'm just like, "Yeah, man." Yeah, it was just odd because, like, seeing my dad pass and in his deathbed, and then, like, when he was my age now, he was running marathons and playing basketball and stuff. So it's like he wasn't not athletic, but to see the twilight phase doesn't treat anyone well, unless, he fell off a bike and broke his hip, and it made him immobilized, and he had cancer on top of that. So it was kind of like it just spiraled downward faster than it would have normally. But, it's just like sometimes you roll a 1 instead of a 6, and then it doesn't matter what your your physical body was at. It's just like you're on the downward path now. So it's like it just put everything into perspective, because it was like, everyone's gonna fade. This is your ship. This is your temple, whatever you want to call it. You might as well take care of it as best you can. And then it was like all these angles saying the same thing, and then seeing pictures of myself all bloated and not so mobile and stuff. I was like, damn, dude, what are you doing? And so it's just like I just had that urge to get in tip top form as best I can. What is that? All right, Woke, if you're watching the stream, I'm going to call it here. So I'll see you next Monday.